Yay! We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. It is time now that we thrive. Once upon a time, way back, I think that this maybe came easily for human beings. I think maybe it was even taken for granted. In today's day-to-day, when there are so many internal and external forces competing for our stress, our resources, every last drop that we have in our buckets, to thrive is a powerful act of resistance. But to thrive, we must know how to. This involves skills, tools, and techniques to understand ourselves and the world around us, how to decode our emotions, navigate interpersonal conflict, communicate our needs. In the last decade, mindfulness, mental health, self-care have become ubiquitous in our culture. And I don't think it's because we just discovered it or decided it was important. No, I think we collectively started to recognize that these skills don't come easy or naturally anymore. And even worse, the culture that we've built acts directly against our mindfulness, our mental health, and our self-care. Outside of our families and home, school is where we learn about culture and how to live in our society. If the role of schools is to prepare students to succeed, we have failed 4 generations, at least. And why do I say this? Well, the evidence, my evidence, and you can find it too, is in adult behaviors that we've seen since the COVID pandemic, and truly years prior. Violent communication, low self-confidence, incredibly high rates of depression, anxiety, increase in people taking their own lives, aggressive, defensive, divisive is the norm, #cancel culture. My original Vision for Impact statement envisioned a future where students are taught these foundational human skills to thrive. The impact being that students leverage their strengths and values to make decisions about their futures. They have the confidence to succeed and collaborate to solve problems and accomplish shared goals. The absence of these skills, when we don't teach our kids this, mental health challenges. Now, other classmates today and in pitches elevated the important role that mental health plays in connection with student achievement. There have been recommendations to add more resources for school-based services and early screening tests to identify kids earlier so we can get them to treatment earlier. I think what's missing, though, is the actual teaching of these preventative and adaptive skills to students so they can be empowered. If we're always framing interventions or solutions as adult-led services to students, we keep the power with adults. And we force students to continue to rely on adults for their own mental well-being. Now, throughout this whole process, I was really inspired by Great on Their Behalf, the book that we read. And I initially had curiosity and interest about joining, running for school board. I think I know, and we all know now, I don't belong in any public office. And frankly, thinking about the book, too many of the school board meetings we attend and focus on adult inputs and behaviors. And I really wanted to focus my language on student inputs and behaviors. That was, my first couple drafts. But if I return to the earlier point, we failed 4 generations. I'm gonna call out my Gen Xers, my millennials, my Gen Z, and where are we now, Alpha? If we wanna teach students these foundational skills, adults must have them. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we're setting everybody up to fail. Mm-hmm. My new vision for impact, based on the amazing knowledge that I've gained through this program, are that there are several organizations who are focused on and doing this congruent work. So my vision for impact is to work with these organizations who already employ subject matter experts and implement best in practice strategies, that I will empower teachers and staff to reclaim their strengths and assets to thrive. thereby continuing to build practice and expertise for teachers, staff, parents, and students to learn, hone, adopt, if not master, these skills so they can be active and empowered agents of their destiny and reclaim their right to thrive. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Thank you.